High above the East African savannah, a tower of giraffes moves slowly through the acacia scrub. Standing nearly 20 feet tall, these mega herbivores seem almost invincible, towering over predators and moving with a slow, deliberate grace. But beneath the canopy of the trees, an invisible war is being waged. It is not fought with fangs or claws, but with mouth parts designed to pierce skin and pump anticoagulant into flesh. Every square inch of a giraffe's hide is a battleground. Ticks, hundreds of thousands of them, engorged, leathery parasites hide in the skin folds, beneath the tail, and around the groin where the skin is thinnest. A single adult tick can gorge itself on up to 100 times its own weight in blood. On a full-grown giraffe, an unchecked infestation does not just cause discomfort, it drains vital nutrients, transmits deadly blood-borne diseases, and leaves raw, oozing lesions vulnerable to secondary infection. The giraffe's long, muscular tail can swat at flies, but against ticks buried deep into skin half an inch thick, it is completely useless. The giraffe is a walking buffet, trapped inside a body it cannot fully scratch. Then, from the dry thorn bushes, a high-pitched, rasping hiss cuts through the heat. A flash of brown feathers swoops in, landing directly on the giraffe's towering neck. This is the red-billed oxpecker. To a human observer, it looks like a charming picture of African wilderness, a tiny bird hitching a ride on a gentle giant. But make no mistake, this is not a friendly visit. It is an operation executed by an evolutionary mercenary with razor-sharp tools and an appetite for blood. The oxpecker moves like no other bird on Earth. Equipped with curved, sharp claws that grip like grappling hooks, it scurries horizontally and upside down across the giraffe's vertical hide with terrifying speed. Its tail feathers are rigid and stiff, acting as a tripod brace against the animal's flank. It does not hop, it creeps, sidestepping across the skin like a spider on a wall. Its beak is its primary weapon, flattened laterally like a pair of surgical shears. Watch closely as the bird locates a bloated tick buried deep in the giraffe's fur. The oxpecker does not simply pluck the parasite. It executes a technique known as scissoring. It presses its beak against the giraffe's skin and rapidly opens and closes its mandibles, combing through the coarse hair to expose the parasites hiding beneath. When it isolates a tick, the oxpecker clamps down right at the base of the parasite's mouthparts, twisting and pulling until the tick snaps free from the flesh with a sickening tear. In a single day, one oxpecker can devour over 100 fully engorged ticks, or thousands of tiny larvae. For the giraffe, this is instant relief. The excruciating itch and the constant drain of blood drop significantly.
This provides an opportunity
that
for the
joins
oxpecker, which feeds
but this
exclusively
relationship
on the
is
tiny
not
larvae.
a simple, peaceful favor. Nature rarely works on pure altruism, and the line between a helpful partner and a parasite is razor thin. As the oxpecker scours the giraffe's body, it reaches an open wound, a scrape from a sharp acacia thorn or an old scar ripped open by a predator. The bird stops. It does not ignore the wound. It leans in. Using its sharp beak, it begins to peck directly at the exposed red tissue. It is drinking the giraffe's blood directly. The oxpecker is an obligate feeder on large mammals, and blood is its primary goal. If ticks are available, it eats them for their blood content. But if ticks are scarce, the bird will happily cut out the middleman. It taps open wounds, keeps them from scabbed closure, and extracts fresh, warm blood straight from the host. It even plucks out hair to line its nest, leaving bare patches on the giraffe's hide. This creates a brutal biological dilemma for the giant. The oxpecker is removing deadly parasites that carry life-threatening pathogens, but it is also actively keeping the giraffe's wounds raw and open, exposing the giant to infection and blowflies. The giraffe tolerates the bird's painful pecking because the net benefit of tick removal barely outweighs the cost of the bird's parasitic habits. It is a tense, delicate negotiation written into their very DNA. Tolerate a little pain now, or face a slow, agonizing death by parasite infestation later. The partnership reaches its most intimate and grossest extreme around the head. Ticks love the soft, moist, protected skin inside a giraffe's nostrils and deep within its long ear canals. Left unattended, ticks in the ear can cause severe infections, loss of balance, and partial deafness. Watch as the oxpecker climbs up the giraffe's long neck, reaching the side of its head. Without hesitation, the tiny bird shoves its entire beak deep inside the giraffe's earfold. The giraffe tilts its head slightly, freezing in place. It closes its eyes, enduring the invasive probing. The bird snatches hidden ticks, flakes of dead skin, and earwax, cleaning out the dark cavities with ruthless efficiency. It moves to the eyes, plucking parasites right off the delicate eyelids while the giraffe holds completely still. One wrong twitch could result in a blinded eye, yet the giraffe trusts the precise clinical movement of the bird's beak. Suddenly, the wind shifts across the acacia plains. A pride of lions, camouflaged in the tall golden grass, inches closer. They are downwind, stalking silent and low. The giraffe's head is turned away, browsing on the high leaves of a thorny tree, completely unaware of the ambush unfolding just 30 yards away. The lions flex their hocks, preparing to leap. The giraffe cannot smell them. It cannot see them, but the oxpecker can. Positioned high up on the giraffe's shoulder, the bird's keen eyes catch the slight movement of golden fur in the bush. Instantly, the oxpecker throws its head back and lets out a harsh, penetrating hiss, a rapid, rattling alarm call that echoes across the clearing. The reaction is instantaneous. The giraffe's head snaps up, its massive ears swivel toward the sound. Catching sight of the crouching predator, the giant shifts its weight, swings its massive neck, and bolts into a powerful, lumbering stride, clearing distance long before the lions can launch their attack. The oxpecker did not sound the alarm out of loyalty or concern for its host. If the giraffe dies, the bird loses its primary food source, its perching platform, and its blood supply. By serving as an early warning radar system, the bird protects its own property. As the giraffe thunders across the savannah, the oxpeckers do not fly away. They ride the giant like miniature acrobats, clinging sideways to its flying hide, unbothered by the violent motion. Without these birds, the African ecosystem would look drastically different. A single giraffe can host thousands of ticks over the course of a rainy season. Without oxpeckers keeping parasite populations in check, tick-borne diseases like dermatophilosis and heartwater would sweep through herds of giraffes, zebras, and buffalo, decimating populations and collapsing the delicate herbivore balance that keeps the grasslands from overgrowing. The oxpecker is the unsung sanitation crew of the wilderness, maintaining the health of the giants through a strategy of aggressive, bloody maintenance. As the sun sets over the horizon, painting the sky in deep shades of crimson and violet, the giraffe comes to a halt beneath a flat-top acacia. The lions have given up the chase. The wind cools the hot earth, bringing brief relief from the daytime heat. The oxpeckers prepare to sleep. Instead of flying off to the safety of the trees, several of them tuck their heads under their wings and remain clamped right where they are, nestled deep into the armpits and groin folds of the giraffe. They will spend the cold African night absorbing the giant's radiant body heat, protected from night predators high above the ground. In the wild, beauty and brutality are never separate. The relationship between the giraffe and the oxpecker is not a cozy woodland friendship. It is a cold, calculated transaction forged in the crucible of evolution. Blood for protection, parasite removal for raw wounds. It is a messy, painful, and bloody pact. But in the unforgiving wilderness of Africa, it is precisely this ruthless cooperation that keeps the giant standing tall.